Who are you?
Ashley Nicole Gasparo. I'm Granddad's granddaughter, Johnny's big sister, Trisha's daughter.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a student. I go to UCF. I'm in my 4th year, a pre-med student. That's all I can think of right now.
That's enough. Are you having fun? But I've got to have more than a yes or no answer. So
I'm having a ton of fun. I think this is a great experience, and I will never forget it. I'm eating all the food that I can stuff into my stomach. Enjoying beautiful views.
Okay.
And experiencing new people, which is awesome.
Ikey sponsored us. What do you want to say to her about that?
Oh, yes.
Sponsored us.
Oh, I think it is it's just a wonderful gift, and, this is life-changing for, all me and Ma and Johnny, and I just want to say thank you, and this has been one of the best things I've ever experienced, and I will never forget it, and it's incredibly, incredibly generous, and it was just a wonderful thing.
Well, you loosened up on that one, didn't you? What all have you done so far?
Let's see.
That can be
everything on the. Oh, okay.
Or ashore, whatever you want.
We've ordered 2 movies that they've delivered to our suite, which was really nice. We've ordered breakfast every morning and me and Johnny have tried tons of different stuff that they have on the menu. We've also ordered like a secondary dinner. Secondary dinner as in after dinner, a snack. Little hamburgers and sandwiches and stuff. We've gone up to the observation deck, into the spa a ton of times. Let's see. I've taken pictures of a lot of the stuff that they have around on ship, especially the views from the veranda and on the top deck. Eaten sushi and different foods that they have around, and especially the desserts. The library, we've gone reading a whole bunch, and seen shows. Let's see, off the boat, I couldn't say the same about me for Johnny and Ma, but they have a ton of free little gifts and stuff, and I'd go around to every shop that they have and gather a bunch of those, because everybody likes free gift souvenirs. And we've gone to the different beaches and tried out the water, and we've been around a whole bunch of different places, especially in San Juan. We would go up through the old San Juan cobblestone streets and look at the different shops and look at the stuff that people are selling in the markets and the different architecture. It's been, everything's just so different on each island. It's a great taste of different cultures.
Do you want to cruise again?
Oh, absolutely.
Have you considered, you could say something like, yes, 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 I really, really,
yes.
really.
Well, yes. 1,000 times.
Well, if that's so, what are you going to do to make that happen?
Save up a lot of money and work hard so I can go on more cruises, especially like this one. I think I'm kind of stuck on Holland America after this. I love the crew, and they have different places that you can go, but I especially love this one.
Now, this is not exactly fair to you because you're a young lady, but would you cruise alone if needed?
Yeah, I'd cruise alone if needed.
Okay.
I think,
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe you'd plan to go with somebody else, and then at the last minute they couldn't go and you had to go alone. Would you go or would you cancel is what I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, I would.
You'd go?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd go alone because, sometimes even, I guess experiencing things like that by yourself is, a good thing.
Who would you invite if you could?
My friends, family, I guess. I haven't really thought about it. It just depends on the cruise, really.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Thank you for taking us all on this trip, and it means a lot. I mean, I'll never forget it. I mean, this ship is amazing, and it's been one of the greatest gifts ever.
Okay. Who are you?
I am Bette Crenshaw, and I am the daughter of Billy Storper, who is the sister of Ikey Little. So I am her niece.
Tell me about yourself.
As I said, I am the daughter of Billy. I am a mother. I am the brother of Rex and Charles, cousin of Vicky, Ikey's niece, and I am sorry that I've not known Ikey long before now.
Are you having... Were you through?
Mm-hmm. It'll work.
Are you having fun?
I have had a terrific time. I think it's been a great cruise. I've enjoyed Ikey. She's a very unique person, and her uniqueness comes out when she is in a crowd particularly. But I've had a great time. It's been a good time with family.
Ikey sponsored us. What do you want to say to her about that?
That's a hard question. I'd like to say thank you, of course. It means a lot that she wanted us all to go, but I've gone with her before when I did not have her pay my way, and I would do it again, and I'm looking forward to she and I doing the Panama Canal cruise together.
What all have you done so far?
We've spent a lot of time in the sun, it seems like. We've spent time checking on Ikey in the casino. We've checked all the bars out as far as entertainment, bands, shows, excellent food, terrific food, just general fun. The spa experience that she provided for us is terrific at the Thermal Suite. I've enjoyed that 5 out of 7 days. Just had a good time. We've played cards. We've played Rummikub. Vicki and I have spent hours sitting on the back deck talking. Ikey's joined us from time to time. It's just been a great time, and I appreciate having this time together.
Do you want to cruise again?
I do want to cruise again. I love cruising.
What are you going to do to make that happen?
We are already planning our Panama Canal cruise. So I think it's going to happen. We just have to figure out if we're going to go from West Coast to East Coast, or East Coast to West Coast, or round trip East Coast.
Would you cruise alone if needed? And the question is based on if you had it planned with somebody else and at the last moment they had to divert for whatever reason, would you go ahead and cruise alone if needed?
That question needs no thought, because when my husband died, we had a cruise planned for a dance cruise, and I elected a year later to go on that cruise by myself, and I got a roommate from Boca Raton that I did not know. So I guess the answer to that question would be yes.
Who would you invite if you could? And being from the South, you could say, who all would you invite if you could?
Well, I have wished that my son was here, Woody, and his wife and their 7-month-old son. I've missed him. And other than that, my brother would have been nice to be here, my younger brother, Charles. But other than that, I can't think of a soul.
Anything else?
No, nothing else. I just want to tell Ikey that I love her, and I'm sorry I didn't know her long before now. I love you, Ikey.
And I don't mean your name. Who are you?
I am Norman Little's firstborn daughter, Bonnie.
Bonnie, and what's the rest of that name?
Wheeler.
Bonnie Wheeler.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about yourself.
I just entered my 60s. I am a professor in radiology. Of course, Ikey knows all this. I am a happy person. Gosh, that's a hard question.
Well, it's meant to be.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm detail-oriented and organized and efficient, but I lack spontaneity. But people still love me.
Okay. Are you having fun?
I am.
That's not a yes or no. You got to say a little.
I am having fun. I was just sharing with Trish tonight at dinner that a cruise gives you the opportunity to do anything you want. You can look on that ledger that they give you every day and do every single thing, or you can choose to do nothing. It's the freedom. And I have too much structure in my life, and so this is very nice to be able to do whatever I want.
Okay, Ikey sponsored us. What do you want to say to her about that? And you're speaking to Ikey, let's say.
So for Ikey, she'll take a thank you, and she'll know that it's meant. But I think I want her to know that not only thank you, but you're a really generous, kind person, and I'm really glad I got to be here with you and your family from the South.
Do you want to cruise again?
I do. I love cruising, and I think I would love to go west of Hawaii next time.
What are you going to do to make that happen?
Win the lottery. I don't know. I think I just will need to save for it, maybe use an income tax refund for it. But traveling is something I love to do, and I hope I can continue to do it for many years.
Okay, would you cruise alone if needed?
Yes.
Okay, and the kids that I was asking that, and they said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you got it all planned with a friend, something else, and at the last minute they can't. Would you go ahead or what?" And that's the right answer, actually.
Yes.
Who would you invite if you could?
I think in a perfect world, I would love to recreate when I had my children at home and the family. They're in Los Angeles, and I don't see them as often as I'd like to, and I would love to cruise with them again and laugh it up like we used to, talk about old stories when they were kids and things like that.
Anything else? First, who are you? And I don't mean your name. Who are you?
What do you mean, if not my name?
Well, your name is your name. I'm not saying what is your name. I'm saying who are you?
16-year-old student.
But I don't know your name.
What? That's so confusing. John Anthony Gasparo.
Well, that's your name. Now, who are you?
John Anthony Gasparo. I'm a 16-year-old student. I live in Orlando. I don't quite grasp the scope of the question, but...
You might be trying to read too much into it. Okay, tell me about yourself.
I live with my family, Ashley and Ma, Trish, in Orlando, Florida. Go to Lyman High School for engineering. My sister's one of my best friends. We have a pretty happy family relationship. We're goofy people. Interested in biomedical engineering. Anything else?
Are you having fun? And a yes or no answer is not exactly right. Try it a little more detail.
I'm having tons of fun. This is the best thing I've ever done in my life.
You want to expound on that, or is that enough?
I don't know. It's just, it's kind of amazing to see this other side of life that some people go about doing. Never been outside of America, seeing these amazing little islands and countries and, places that I never thought were as amazing as they are. Like San Juan.
Ikey sponsored us. Now, she's like a great aunt to you. I mean, she's my aunt, so she'd be your great-great aunt, really. What do you want to say to her about all this?
Thank you. Thank you so much for all of this. It's all I really can say. It's been amazing. Never done anything like it, and it's pretty, it opened me up to a new side of life. It's amazing.
Okay, what all have you done so far? That's both on board or off board.
That's a lot of things. We've gone and done all the little activities, gone ashore, talked to the locals, gone on a tour of San Juan, seen the island, seen the cities, gone swimming in the Caribbean. But enough, our favorite thing to do is just to have a coffee sitting, looking out over the view up at the cafe. As amazing as things are, it's the little things that are just so nice out here. We've done a lot.
Do you want to cruise again?
It's kind of a yes or no question, and the answer is definitely yes.
It's a pretty puny yes. Have you got any more yes to add to it, or is that...
should I exalt my yes to the heavens?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I just woke up from a nap.
Yeah, okay, well that's fair. If you do want to cruise again, what are you going to do to make that happen?
Savings account over a long time, if anything. That's all I can put towards that.
That's it.
Save up money for it.
Now, this is a little unfair question because you're only 16, but if you were of age, would you cruise alone if needed? Ashley asked for an illustration. I said, well, you've planned to go with somebody else. Y'all were going to cruise together, but at the last minute they had to go to the hospital or something, couldn't go. Would you go alone, or would you say, I can't go by myself?
I'd go alone.
You would go alone?
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't feel like I was deserting them, yeah.
Okay. Who would you invite if you could?
Friends or family.
It's your call.
If it was out of friends, I'll take my best friends, Stefan or Michael. It'd be pretty amazing on a cruise. But Ashley or Ma are definitely I'd always invite them if I could.
Anything you want to add? Anything else?
Besides trying to express how much I'm grateful for this amazing trip. Not much else. It's just amazing. It's really something else.
Who are you?
I am Paulette Harrell, wife of Rex.
Well, that's your name. Who are you?
I'm a very happy woman who lives in a vacation paradise with the man of my dreams.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm 75 years old. I have one incredibly wonderful son, and he has 4 children that I am called Grammy by. I'm retired. What else would you like to know?
You're talking to Ikey, not me.
Okay.
Are you having fun?
Yes, it's been a very pleasant trip.
I got to keep you out of those yes and no answers, don't I?
Well, I don't know what you're looking for.
It doesn't matter. It's just freestyle.
All right.
Ikey sponsored us. What do you want to say to her about that?
I would like to thank her very much for bringing the family together and a very nice cruise, going to warm and beautiful places. And just having dinner together every night was a real treat. And I think it was an extremely generous and wonderful thing of Ikey to do. Thank you.
What all have you done so far?
Well, only today we went on a glass-bottom boat to look at the sea life in their habitat through glass-bottomed boats. And that was in Holland America's island called Half Moon Key. Other things we've done, gosh, Ikey sponsored us for certain spa treatments, and I had a fabulous massage, a Swedish massage, reflexology on my feet, and a European mini facial, and I felt like I could barely stand up. I was so relaxed when that was over. And then the next day I made my own hair appointment and got a very nice shampoo and style in the same spa as the other services. It was nice.
Do you want to cruise again?
Yes, I like to cruise.
What are you going to do to make that happen?
Well, maybe we need to study some tourist magazines and see something we haven't done before. Maybe go to a different part of the United States by cruise line and see something that I, for one, have not seen before.
Okay, now the question is, would you cruise alone if needed? And the setting is that you're planning to go with someone else, and at the last minute they got diverted for whatever. Would you cruise alone if needed?
If needed, yes, I would, but it would not be desirable.
Who would you invite if you could?
Well, probably my sister Ruth, maybe my son and his family, his wife and children. You're assumed.
Anything else?
No.
Who are you?
My name is Trevor Little. I'm 38 years old. I live in Oakland, California, and I am the technically step-grandson to Ikey Little.
Tell me about yourself.
Let's see. I am a performing artist, trained actor, singer, and dancer. I went to the Boston Conservatory, which Ikey helped me with a great deal. She co-signed my loans to go to school. If it weren't for her, I would not have been able to go. And I occasionally work as a director and choreographer as well.
Are you having fun?
Yes. Yes.
I should have known if I said I'd give you a yes or no answer.
Yeah, you get a yes. Yeah, it's been an enjoyable trip. Very quiet and relaxing. I especially enjoyed San Juan. It's always been my favorite, and it was the main reason I wanted to come on this trip. Any chance to go back to San Juan.
Ikey sponsored us. What do you want to say to her about that?
Ikey, thank you so much, again, for providing me with the second true vacation in my adult life. You also provided me with the first, which was our last cruise to the Caribbean. I don't get to take this kind of time off very often. And, you know, it's just one in a long line of opportunities that you've provided for me, for which I am incredibly grateful.
What all have you done so far?
Well, there's been a lot of lazing around, which has been very, very necessary. We've spent some time in port. I walked about 9-10 miles around San Juan. This afternoon, I lazed around on a raft in the middle of the ocean off a powdery white beach and managed to not get sunburned.
Do you want to cruise again?
I would love to go on a cruise again. I hate to travel. I don't like going places, so the idea of being able to take your hotel on your back and just have it drop you off in various places and always know where your next meal's coming from, I like it.
What are you going to do to make that happen?
What am I going to do to make that happen? I have no idea how to answer that question.
Okay, would you cruise alone if needed? And the question was, or the thought was, you've planned it with somebody else, but at the last moment they get diverted for whatever reason. Would you go ahead and cruise alone if needed?
Would I cruise alone if need be? Yeah, actually. I think I'd probably go on a different cruise line if I was going to cruise on my own, or perhaps a different destination. I would love to cruise around the Mediterranean. That's something I'd really like to do at some point. And my sister and I have talked about perhaps saving up for that. I think it's the kind of place she would enjoy. But I'd probably pick a cruise line that's skewed a little bit younger, although I don't know if I could handle all the noise, but just maybe some more peers.
Who would you invite if you could?
I think it would depend on the destination. If I was going to someplace like the Mediterranean or Europe, I'd probably ask my sister along. If I was going to the Caribbean again, Ikey. I like cruising with Ikey through the Caribbean. We've done it before. We're good travel companions.
Anything else?
Anything else? Thank you again.
Who are you?
Patricia Ann Gasparo. Used to be born Patricia Ann Harrell. I like to be called Trisha. You can call me T.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm 45 years old. I'm a nurse and a photographer, and I have 2 kids that we're on this trip with, and I'm daughter of Rex.
Are you having fun?
I am having the most wonderful time in my whole life. You may elaborate why?
Ikey sponsored us. What do you want to say to her about that?
Oh, you're going to make me start crying. You are, because
Questions.
I know. It's lovely. I'm relaxed. I left my husband 13 years ago. And I said I knew I could survive and I knew I could get by. And I've had sole custody of them, and it's really hard. It's never gotten easier. It's just gotten a little bit harder raising 2 kids by myself. And I always said I could get by, but I can't seem to just do any extra, and And going on this trip, I'm looking at the beautiful waters, and for the first time, I want more. So thanks.
What all have you done so far?
We've gone, today we're in St. Martin, and we went ashore and sightseed and went and did some shopping and got some local gifts. And the water is so incredibly beautiful, and it's just beautiful and colorful, and mountains, and I've been taking pictures everywhere I go. We went to Grand Turks, beautiful waters there too. Yesterday we went to San Juan. San Juan was wonderful. We loved old San Juan. And I've enjoyed the spa so much I can't stand it because I'm so tense all the time. And I just love the spa. We got massages the first day. Next question.
Do you want to cruise again?
Yes, I want to cruise again. And the best part about, well, not the best part, I can't even say that, I don't know, but I love ordering coffee in the morning and the room service brings it and I sit and read a book and look out on the ocean and have coffee, and it's so relaxing and so wonderful.
What are you going to do to make that happen?
I'm going to do something where I can make more money so I can do nice things like this.
Would you cruise alone if needed?
I really like having everybody here. I guess if, you cruised alone, you would get together with, because I looked on the internet and there's lots of people who get together before cruises. I might be a little shy about cruising alone, unless I was in a party of other people. I like being with people. I like having our family here.
Who would you invite if you could?
Well, I hope someday I have a husband to go with, but if I went soon, you mean like if it was like all of us plus someone else? I guess I'd like to take my girlfriend Amy, because she's so much fun.
You done?
Is that it?
No.
Okay.
Anything else?
Oh, on that, no, I guess.
You have nothing to add to all this?
Well, I like cruising with everybody I'm cruising with now. I think we have a wonderful time.
Who are you?
Well, my name is Vicki Poole Huggins Roberts. Who I am is another question.
Therefore, who are you?
Well, I'm a 71-year-old woman that is happy in her life, content in her life. I feel rich beyond means, and I don't mean money, but the lucky things that have happened to me in my life, and I feel like that's who I am. I'm Tarleton Roberts' wife and happy to be his wife and his partner through life.
Well, that leads into number 2, which is tell me about yourself.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. Myself, I'm learning to play the piano, which I think is an interesting thing. I'm not as good as I would like to be, but I'm working on it. One of my New Year's resolutions will be to practice every day and not every other day or when I feel like it. And who else am I? I'm an only child. I don't think I'm selfish and silly, but maybe I am. Somebody said I was obsessive compulsive, but I don't believe that. And somebody said I talk too much, but I don't believe that.
Are you having fun on the trip?
Absolutely. I have had a wonderful time, and we talked about today, the 3 other girls that were with me, about what we liked the best, and it was really hard to say what was the best thing. I think being with my family was number 1, and although we are few in number, I think we're getting closer and closer to each other, and I like that.
Ikey sponsored us. What do you want to say to her about that?
Well, I composed a little song. Would this be an appropriate time to do it? All right. Ikey, thanks for the memories of our beautiful staterooms, swinging samba tunes, ocean views, island stops, and food that was the tops. We thank you so much. The fire alarm was a perfect scare. Thank goodness nothing really happened there. We had a lot of special first and good things to quench our thirst. We hope you had a good time too, and Lady Luck will always be with you. We thank you so much. So thanks for the memories of time we spent together with each other, musical shows, a spa room service, and games to play forever. Ikey, we thank you and love you so much.
Wonderful. What all have you done so far?
What all have I done? Well, being a person of 71 years of age and you don't always remember everything, I tried every night, even though I was exhausted from having so much fun of making a log, and there were so many firsts. The first escargot, the first ride in a tender, which I thought it was going to be the lifeboats, but it turned out to be a wonderful, almost a sightseeing boat. That was great. I did the samba, learned the samba in a Dances with the Stars class, and that was fun. I've spent time with my wonderful cousin Bet, who I knew as a child, but I'm getting reconnected with her as adults, and I find her a delight. I've told her that I find her a delight. And she's been gracious and generous with me and spent time with me, and her friends have been just pull me right in as one of their buddies. So I have had just a wonderful time doing first. Oh yeah, souffle. Had a souffle last night. Never had that before. So lots of firsts.
Do you want to cruise again?
I don't know about that. I would if it were left up to me by myself, but we'll see. We'll see what the future holds.
If you did, what would you do to make that happen?
What would I do to make that happen? I would have to convince the man of the mountain that it would be all right for me to be away from home for a few days, and I'd also have to be all right that he was going to be all right, because he is my sweetheart, and I'm not going to let anything happen to him if I can help it.
Would you cruise alone if needed? And somebody else asked, what do you mean? I said, well, you had plans to go with somebody, and the last moment they got diverted. Would you go ahead, or would you turn around also?
I probably could do it alone, although I have to say that I've had a few melancholy moments on this cruise. I've seen a lot of people, men and women, who were alone, and I have a sadness when I see that. And I know that's part of life, and as Ikey says, statistics say it will happen to you. You will be alone probably, at some point. And I don't know. I don't know whether I would do it or not. I'd like to think I was adventurous enough to go on. I would like to see the Panama Canal and those locks.
Who would you invite if you could?
On a cruise? Oh, I would go with Bet and Ikey. If Tarleton wouldn't go, which right now he would not go, but if I were going to go with a companion. And then my next choice would be my friend Linda Barnea from Sarasota, who knows all about cruising since she was a cruise director for many years. She would be wonderful to travel with.
Anything else?
Well, I'd just like to say I've had a good time. I am so pleased that, to my knowledge, there were no fusses, no falling out, good company. Maybe that's because we had places we could get away from each other and kind of decompress and take a breath and come back at it again. So that's one of the things that I think has been wonderful about this cruise.
That's all that's needed.
No
Just
problem.
a little short interview.
No problem talking.
I'm making a little thing for Ikey.
I didn't make an idiot of myself.
Thank you.